What's good? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on another dose of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the energy. Y'all know how I give it up here. I always got to start the show with gratitude. You guys have been supporting the show to no end. Y'all been hitting that like button. Y'all been subscribing. Y'all been sharing. Y'all been commenting. Y'all been super engaged in the content. And I really can't take that for granted. So let's keep that mojo going forward. Let's keep the vibes on the ultimate high. Once again, I appreciate you guys for being here. And trust and believe, it's going to be a fun night, a fun evening of football. We're back, baby. It's official, baby. The football season is here. You dig me? Your Philadelphia Eagles face off on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, this show isn't going to be particularly long, but we're going to do some housekeeping. We're going to take care of some things. We're going to address a few topics that I want to get into. We're going to discuss whether or not the starters should play, and obviously that's permitting the weather. And we're going to talk about the players that I would like to see in that first rotation if possible. And then to take it a step further, I'm going to give you guys my 12 players that I'm looking forward to seeing, and I'm going to be watching very closely with a magnifying glass, because these are some players that we're really dependent on to a certain extent. Maybe not necessarily dependent on all the way, but we're curious to see how good they are, how ahead of schedule they are, things of that nature. So again, make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the show. I do want to give a quick shout out to my past giveaway winners, right? Got to give a shout out to my man, Jameer Adams. Jameer Adams was our recent giveaway winner. Jameer was blessed with that Eagles cap. So shout out to my man, Jameer, for supporting the show, always staying locked in, always hitting that like button, for staying subscribed, for spreading the goodwill of the people. Shout out to my man, Jameer Adams, for being one of the lucky winners in the Chalk It Up Sports giveaway. And we're going to be doing these all year round, you guys. I also want to give another shout out to my homegirl. Where are we? My homegirl, Keisha White. She's one of our other giveaway winners. She won after Jameer. And Keisha won that Eagles hat. As you can see, the box right there, Chalk It Up Sports from yours truly, Tone DeShields II. I'm giving stuff away all year round. I'm doing giveaways throughout the training camp, the preseason, the regular season, the playoffs. When we make it to the Super Bowl, some people say I'm being a little overzealous when I say that. My fault for being confident. My fault for believing in the highest power. You feel what I'm saying? My fault for believing that we are at the apex. We are the apex predators on the food chain. My apologies for making y'all nervous. I'm not. So why should you? So shout out to my girl, Keisha White, for supporting the show and for also being one of the fortunate giveaway winners. And it can be you too. It can be you. Trust and believe. It can be you. And we're doing giveaways once a week. I also want to give a shout out to my other giveaway winner. None other than the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Johnson. Mark Johnson won that Kelly Green snapback you see on his head, man. You see how he laced it with the old school throwback, Kelly Green on white jersey. You dig what I'm saying? That's how you lay it. That's how you do it. So shout out to my man, Mark Johnson, for supporting the show, hitting that like button, staying subscribed, for being active. You dig me? So again, everybody has a chance to win this thing. Everybody has a chance, and we're not doing any repeat winners, right? Shout out to Thomas Adams. Thomas Adams won the giveaway on, I think I did it on Wednesday. Thomas, I'm going to the post office tomorrow if you're in the show, a.k.a. Bold Brew. I'm going to the post office tomorrow, and I emailed you, by the way, and you responded. Shout out to you. I'm going to the post office tomorrow to mail out your gift, my friend. So shout out to you. And again, I have a variety of gifts, right? Not just hats. So you never know what you might get. You never know what you might get, Bold Brew. So stay locked in on your mailbox, my friend. Shout out to you. And as you guys can see, I do have my own merch. I'm rocking it right now. You dig me? The last thing I would do is promote any kind of merch that I'm not ready and willing to wear myself. That's the type of time we on here. I got the black one on, as you can see, the Apex Predator Jalen Hurts oversized t-shirt. I'm wearing an extra large. It also comes in eucalyptus, otherwise known as tan. Beautiful color. Looks great with the colorway. The artwork blends fabulously into the fabric. So make sure you guys bless yourselves with that. The link, of course, is posted in the live chat. So just make sure you bless yourself if you got the opportunity to do so. Lace yourself before the Philadelphia Eagles season starts. It's going to get critical. You want to make sure you are on the right side of history. All right? So let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's get into the content. Let's not waste any time. We know why y'all came here. We know why. Okay. Let me get my notes up here. All right. So like I said, the Philadelphia Eagles face off against the Baltimore Ravens tonight. Obviously, we're not necessarily looking at the scorecard. We're going to be paying attention to how good some of these players look or how bad some of them look, right? There's so many players that I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be looking out for. And the first topic I want to broach is whether or not the starters would get the green light. Now, I'm not sure what the weather is in Baltimore right now. As a matter of fact, let me double check that here. What's the weather in Baltimore? Let's see what we're working with. Because if the weather's terrible, you're not going to start your players. You're not going to start your players, especially your high impact players. All right, let's see what we're working with. All right, share this tab instead. Let's see. All right. Okay. So as of right now in Baltimore, it's mostly cloudy. It's looking like when the game starts, it's going to be just cloudy. I'm seeing a low chance of precipitation. It is a lot of humidity. There is a lot of humidity. So that is prime real estate for a thunderstorm. But again, if you notice, the chance of precipitation is pretty low. It's pretty low. So do with that what you will. The wind is going to be pretty moderate. It seems like it's going to be a pretty good night for football, not too hot. But again, the humidity is where things get a little sticky for these players. So you never know. We might see some starters tonight. We might see some starters. Okay, bet, say less. So my father is in Maryland right now. My dad is in Maryland right now as we speak. And he says it's not raining and it's about 80 degrees. Okay, not bad. How's that humidity? What I'm saying here, it's pretty humid, Dad. So let me know what that's about. Let me know what that's about. All right. My name's now Al Roker. Let's get to the football. So I would love to see Jalen Hurts play tonight, especially if there's not going to be any rain. Now, I don't know what Lane Johnson and Landon Dickerson's health is. They've been kind of nursing little ticky-tack injuries. They're going to be ready when the season starts. But, you want to be precautious when you got Lane Johnson, your apex offensive lineman out there. You want to be a little careful. You want to tread lightly. If you can get your offensive line out there as is, if you can get your starting offensive line out there, then I don't want Jalen Hurts out there. I'm not taking a chance with Jalen Hurts being blocked by some second and third stringers. I'm not playing that game. So if you can get your starting offensive line out there, I don't want Jalen Hurts out there. It's just that simple, okay? What's going to be telling, though, this is what's going to be telling. If that starting offensive line does go and Jalen Hurts does go, that right guard spot, it's going to be what's telling. Because we're going to talk about this later on, by the way, but that right guard spot, at one point, we thought it belonged to Tyler Steen. We thought that. But then Mekhi Becton came into the building, and then Tyler Steen got hurt. And Mekhi Becton got a little hurt too, but Mekhi Becton came back a little sooner. And ever since Mekhi Becton has been working at that right guard spot, Tyler Steen has not been able to get that number one role back. He has not been able to get back into that starting rotation since Mekhi Becton took over at right guard. So that's a good thing. Mekhi Becton has a lot of talent. He's a former first-round pick, a lot of size up at the position. It is going to be different in terms of the passing lanes, the sight lines for the quarterback, having a right guard of that magnitude, of that size, that will be a little awkward. But Jeff Stoutland wouldn't have that guy ahead of Tyler Steen if he didn't feel as if he was ahead of Tyler Steen. And this is not me trying to take a slight at Tyler Steen, right? I like Tyler Steen, but I also believe he still has some more developing to do. And Mekhi Becton is just more talented. Former first-round pick, compared to what a former Tyler Steen was drafted in the 5th or 4th round, if I'm not mistaken. So keep an eye on that right guard spot, especially if the starters are out there. Make sure you guys keep hitting that like button. We got about 50 people on the live stream right now. Thank you guys so much for being here at 5 o'clock or 5:15 p.m. Eastern, 4:15 p.m. Central, 3:15 p.m. Mountain Time, and 2:15 p.m. Pacific. And if you're holding it down in Hawaii, you may be checking me out at 12:15 p.m. 3rd round. Thank you, Dank. Thank you, Dank. I appreciate that. Tyler Steen was a 3rd round pick. Not bad. Don't get it twisted. Not bad. Former Alabama product. But if Mekhi Becton is outplaying him for the position, how can I get mad at Jeff Stoutland making his mind up? I trust what Jeff Stoutland says. It's just that simple. Jeff Stoutland is the man with the plan. So yeah, I would love to see those starters out there, especially on the defensive side. I would love to see all those defensive guys play. I want to see Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, right? I want to see Nolan Smith and Bryce Huff. I need to see what those guys look like. This defense needs reps. If it was up to me, I'm starting all those defensive guys every game, at least for the first quarter, and then you bring in the rotational guys, right? But for the sake of argument, right? Follow me here. For the sake of argument, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, the starters don't go, right? Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, the starters on offense don't go. Because I don't care what the weather is. I want those defensive guys out there. Sorry, y'all don't have a leg to stand on. Hypothetically speaking, if the offensive starters can't go, this is who I want to see out there. At quarterback, I want to see Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee has outplayed Kenny Pickett thus far. It goes without saying. I would like to see Kenny Gainwell. I want to see what everyone's been talking about. They say he's been elevating his game. He's been having a strong training camp. I want to see him in live football action when the bullets are flying. At wide receiver, and again, this is if the starters don't go on offense, I want to see Johnny Wilson, Britton Covey, and Paris Campbell. Now, I don't know if Paris Campbell is healthy, but that's the combination I want to see. Johnny Wilson, Britton Covey, and Paris Campbell. All those guys are competing for wide receiver 3. Johnny Wilson, stock is up. Britton Covey, stock is up. Paris Campbell, stock has plateaued because of the groin injury, the groin tweak. And again, I don't know if he's going to suit up today. And if he doesn't suit up, that's another setback. If Paris Campbell can't suit up today, stock starts to dip. If Johnny Wilson and Britton Covey go out there and give you a handful of catches, get a few catches, get some positive yardage, show that they can maneuver in the offense. And of course, the offense is going to be vanilla. They're not going to overdo the concepts. This is more so about just evaluating guys strictly off talent. Can you make a play? So Johnny Wilson, Britton Covey, Paris Campbell, I want to see that combo. If Paris Campbell can't go, then you throw out John Ross, right? At tight end, you got to throw Grant Calcaterra out there. He has been the de facto tight end too. Grant Calcaterra has been having a pretty good training camp. I love Grant Calcaterra's speed. He's more of a vertical tight end. I will never forget that big play he had in that Washington Commanders game in 2022. When I saw that, I was like, oh, this guy got wheels. I want to see what else he can do. But the setback in his game has been the blocking, right? Can he elevate his blocking ability? That's going to make a break whether or not he gets consistent time on the grass. Because if he can't elevate his blocking, you're going to see either Albert O or CJ Uzoma getting those run blocking reps, which can limit the Philadelphia Eagles' versatility on offense. If you keep swapping out Grant Calcaterra and CJ Uzomah, then you're going to start to set a trend, and teams are going to start to know, okay, when he's on the field, they're passing. When he's on the field, they're running. So Grant Calcaterra has to increase his blocking ability so the Philadelphia Eagles can be multiple in 12 personnel. Does that make sense to you guys? Next up on the offensive line, I need to see Fred Johnson at left tackle. I need to see Trevor Keegan, the rookie, out of Michigan. I need to see Trevor Keegan at left guard. I need to see Matt Hennessy at center, the free agent we picked up from Atlanta. He's versatile, can play guard and can play center. I need to see Tyler Steen at right guard if he's not going to get the start, if he's not the consistent starter at right guard, if Mekhi Becton is ahead of him. And at right tackle, I need to see Darian Kennard. And if it's not Darian Kennard, I want to see Aneem Dankwa. And we're likely going to see him tonight. Aneem Dankwa is a physical freak, dude is 6'8", 330 pounds. So I want to see him at some point, right? Let's keep this thing going here. Let's transition to, well, before I do that, let me revisit my list again. If you're just hopping in, I'm speaking on the players I want to see out there in the first rotation, if and only if the offensive starters don't go. Because, the Philadelphia Eagles are funny. They may not want to put Jalen Hurts and those guys out there quite yet. You never know. Maybe they wait until the third preseason game when it's closer. You never know. But hypothetically, and again, I heard the weather is going to be fine. Hypothetically, if they don't play the offensive starters, I want to see Tanner McKee at quarterback, Kenny Gainwell at running back, Johnny Wilson, Brenton Covey, and Paris Campbell at wide receiver. If Paris Campbell can't suit up because of the injury, then John Ross. And then at tight end, Grant Calcaterra. And then on the offensive line, give me Fred Johnson at left tackle, Trevor Keegan, the rookie out of Michigan, at left guard, Matt Hennessy, the free agent signing from Atlanta, at center, Tyler Steen, who's entering year 3, right? Year 3. And Darian Kennard at right tackle. I think Tyler Steen is entering year 3. I think. I don't want to shortchange him, or let me see something here. So he was drafted in 2023. He's entering year 2. Sorry, entering year 2. My bad. All right. And then at right tackle, I want to see Darian Kennard. If not Darian Kennard, give me Aneem Dankwa right there. Okay. Now, going to the defensive side of the ball. Thank you, Daniel. I corrected myself. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it. If you guys are just hopping in on the show, you guys are locked into Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. I'm your humble and illustrious host, Tone DeShields II. We are setting you guys up nicely for the preseason matchup, the preseason opener, the Philadelphia Eagles at the Baltimore Ravens, M&T Bank Stadium. Going to be a good one. Going to be fun. Obviously, we're not looking at the scorecard, but we are looking at whether or not these guys can play or not. Now, let's transition to the defensive side of the ball. This is where I'm not pulling any punches. This is where I don't care where you was drafted. I don't care how much you're getting paid. I need to see starters out there on defense. Flat out. Flat out. Shout out to my man, Mike Call, my good friend from high school. He says, damn, Tone, pushing out content nonstop. You know it, big dog. It's that time, man. I got to feed the people. I got to feed the streets. You feel me? Some people got that itch. And I got that blue magic. Well, in our case, that green magic. My man also donated to the channel. Thank you again, Mike. Really appreciate the love, my friend. It means a lot to me. It goes a long way in my household. Trust me. Trust me. He says, love the consistency and quality of content. You're truly a man of the people. Tone for president. Yes, sir, my guy. I appreciate you, my man. Listen, to be frank, I don't need that extra pressure. I don't need that pressure of being president of these United States. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be vice, where you get to just walk around in the suit and be pretty and shake hands, and get invited to all the shindigs. I'd rather be the vice. I'm cool, but I appreciate the love, Mike. Thank you so much for donating to the channel, my friend. Really, really means a lot to me, my man. It means a lot to me. I will get to your comments soon, by the way, you guys. I just want to get through this first part of my Rolodex here, my first part of my topics. So on defense, like I said, I'm not pulling any punches. I need to see starters out there. I need to see on the D line, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Bryce Huff, Nolan Smith. Now, I don't need to see Josh Sweat. Me personally, I don't need to. If you guys want to see Josh Sweat, I'm not mad at it. But me personally, I don't need to see Josh Sweat. I know who he is. I know what he is. I need to see Bryce Huff. That's the new kid on the block. You need to show me something, especially if you're going up against these lower tier offensive linemen, if that's the case. So I want to see Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. I want to see what that conditioning do. I want to see where that motor is. You know, I was listening to something, Brian Baldinger, he was talking about Jordan Davis. I can't remember what platform it was on. I think it was PHLY, the PHLY Sports Network. They were talking about Jordan Davis's conditioning, if I'm not mistaken. And did you guys know that Jordan Davis has never played more than 5 snaps in a row on any given drive? Did you guys know that? Jordan Davis has never played more than 5 snaps in a row on any drive in his career. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's not encouraging. But again, new season, new him, new haircut, new him. We'll see. But I need to see Jordan Davis. I need to see him collapse the pocket. I need to see Jalen Carter out there as well. They ain't got to be out there all day. But I need to see them at least in the first quarter. Nolan Smith, got to see him. Got to see him out there, right? And again, you guys, this isn't my list of 12 players to watch. I'm just giving you guys my starting rotation. My list of players that I'm going to be watching is a little different from the players that's in my starting rotation. So, Nolan Smith, you're a first-round pick, dog. It's time for you to show something. Now, it was encouraging to hear what Lane Johnson said about him on the Green Light podcast with Chris Long and Bo Allen. Lane Johnson mentioned, and Jordan Mailata, they mentioned how Nolan Smith, he put on size, he put on weight, put on strength, and they've seen an evolution in his pass rush plan. They said it looks like he's coming in with a plan now. He has a pass rush plan. You can't just rely on your speed. You can't just rely on power. What's your technique? What's your goal? Are you using one move to set up another move? You have to chain together moves. You have to think 1-2 steps ahead. And they said they're beginning to see that with Nolan Smith. So that's encouraging, especially hearing from Lane Johnson. So Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Bryce Huff, Nolan Smith in that D-line. Then in the linebacker room, I got to see Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean. I have to see Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean. You could throw Devin White out there too. However they mix and match that. I need to see what those linebackers are doing, especially Nakobe Dean. He has almost no leg to stand on, and I don't mean that facetiously. No pun intended. He has to make some plays. Now, can he show that he's a live action player? Because his training camp has not been that remarkable. Zach Bond, Vic Fangio likes you. I need to see that athleticism. I need to see how they use you. Let's go to the DBs, starting at corner. I need to see Quinyon Mitchell, Keely Ringo, Isaiah Rodgers, and in whatever combination, however you want to line them up on the field. Darius Slay is not playing. I don't want to see Darius Slay at all in the preseason. I'm cool. I know what he is. So whatever combination you come up with, you put Quinyon Mitchell in the nickel, then you put Keely Ringo and Isaiah Rodgers on the outside. That way you can evaluate both of those players in that realm. Fair enough. But however you do it, Quinyon Mitchell, Keely Ringo, Isaiah Rodgers, I need to see them on the field. At least for the first quarter, maybe the first quarter and a half. Yeah, maybe the first quarter. I need to see what that first round pick looks like. I need to see the strides Keely Ringo's made and Isaiah Rodgers. I need to see if he still got it after missing about a year of football. And then going to the safety position. This is where it gets interesting. And I will get to your comments, you guys. I appreciate you for being here. CJ GJ, I don't want him out there. I know what he is. I don't need him getting any more nicked up than he already is. I want to see Reed Blankenship out there at safety, and I want to see James Bradberry. This is going to be very interesting here. I want to see James Bradberry at safety because this is what he's fighting for. He's fighting to show value. He's fighting to show that he still belongs on this team, at least in a starting role. That you are paying him more than Reed Blankenship. Is there a scenario where James Bradberry outplays Reed Blankenship, and then all of a sudden James Bradberry becomes the starter next to CJ? I don't know. I'm just talking my ish. But I need to see James Bradberry and Reed Blankenship out there. Okay? That's what I need. All right, let me get to your comments, you guys. If you're just hopping in, we are discussing the starting rotation that I want to see on offense and defense, especially if the starters don't go. All right? Let me get to your comments here. Dwight Jones, he says Howie needs to let go when his draft picks don't work. You know, I feel you on that. Me personally, I would give a guy like, okay, if I drafted you in the second round or later, I'm giving you at least the first 3 years of the deal. I gotta at least see it through to an extent. I gotta see it through. But also you don't just also on top of that, right? You don't just want to be getting rid of players because you still need to fill out your roster. You don't just want to just cut players because you feel like they're bad, because you have to replace that person. And if you can't find anybody better, or you don't want to take the risk, then you hold on to the player and then you just let his contract run out and you draft better, or you bring in a free agent, but hopefully you draft better. So you got to be careful about just cutting guys just because you don't like them right now. You got to be careful. You still got to have a roster. Eagles fan says how we go trade for JOK and pay him. He also says I would take JOK or Justin Simmons. I'll be honest. Or he says over Justin Simmons. Got you. Yeah, I don't think Justin Simmons is even happening. I think I'm pretty much past that. And as far as JOK, yeah, I don't really see that happening either. I like JOK though, but I don't think it's a possibility. But I like where you're thinking, Eagles fan. Antonio Holmes, he says, "What up, Tone Capone? I want to see Hunt today. Bad. We're gonna talk about that. I have 12 players that I'm going to be watching in particular. I have 12 players that I'm going to be locked in on, and these players are kind of different from the list I put from the starting rotation I gave you guys earlier. I have 12 specific players that I'm going to be watching, and I have reasons why." Dwight Jones says Dean is crooked, bro. It's over for him. He can be a special teamer. Period. Yeah, man. I'm not optimistic about him right now, but we'll see. Big Pickens says Eagles D-line rotation was off last season. Facts, man. They didn't have a rotation. Sorry, you guys, I sneezed. But yeah, they didn't have a rotation last year, Big Pickens, at all. That's why Josh Sweat got ran into the dirt and Hassan Reddick. Mark Johnson says maybe it's been 3 and out when Davis is on the field. I don't know. Last year, that wasn't the case, brother. Last year, that defense did not have a ton of 3 and outs. They was going the length of the field, my friend. They were going the length of the field. I like the way you spun that, Mark. I like the way you spun that. Dengberg Gang 52. He says, I want to see Quinyon and Rodgers starting. Hey, I ain't mad at that. I think there's a scenario where you get all 3 of them on the field. Ringo, Quinyon, and Rodgers. Kyle Kokorski says, Tone, I would like to see Quinyon Mitchell playing outside corner tonight. You know what? Me too. I would like to see that too. Maybe there's a scenario where the starting. I'm glad you guys are going here. And we're going to talk about this more, but I'm glad you guys are going here because I would love to see Quinyon Mitchell. I would love to see Quinyon Mitchell on the outside tonight too. That's why you drafted him. So instead of having Isaiah Rodgers and Keely Ringo on the outside, and then you have Quinyon Mitchell in the slot to start, maybe you have Quinyon Mitchell and Isaiah Rodgers on the outside to start, and then you have Avonte Maddox in the slot. And then the next rotation has Keely Ringo and I don't know, Josh Jobe on the outside or whatever it may be. See, the way these players get put out there is going to tell us how they see them, right? The first players you see out there is going to tell you everything. The players you see on the field for an extended period of time is going to tell you how they see him, right? If you see Isaiah Rodgers out there first, and then they take him off the field in the first quarter, and then Keely Ringo plays the rest of the game, then that tells you Isaiah Rodgers is ahead of him. If you see Keely Ringo, vice versa, then Keely Ringo's ahead of him. But I'm with you. I need to see Quinyon Mitchell on the outside tonight. I want to see that. Fitness Roofer says Davis got to get some more stamina. Facts, man. His stamina rating is trash probably in Madden. Daniel Bigelow says they didn't need to play him more than that in Georgia. That DT room was deep. I know. I feel you on that, Daniel. But that's the setback, right? When you're going to the next level. That's a setback, right? That's the drawback. That's the drawback when you draft players from teams that are that talented. They don't really have that many reps. So you're going to work double time to try to get that motor running. Benny Boom 68 was good. He says, I want to see Nolan Smith a lot tonight, as well as Jordan Davis, to see where his stamina is. I'm running Jordan Davis. Yo, listen, I'm running Jordan Davis in it. I'm sorry. I need that motor ready for week 1. I need his conditioning ready, flat out. But Nolan, big facts. I need to see an elevation in Nolan's speed to power. I need to see a pass rush plan. I need to see how he handles these these tackles out here. There's no reason why, and you're a first round pick, you should be dominating these backup tackles. You should. Dank Bergang says, you don't want to be president. You have too much of a conscience and integrity. Yeah, man, I would never. My man BG31, hope all is well, my brother. Was good. Daryl Roberts says, I just want to see the defense as a unit fly around into the ball. I feel you on that. Benny Boom says, the one thing I really watch for in preseason games is that hidden gem that flies under the radar. Yeah, man. That's a fact. Daniel Bigelow says, I missed the segment on Sill's show. Yeah, I missed it too, my friend. I missed it too. My brother Mike Call with the donation. I really appreciate him, man. Just showing love. Got to keep the content going, my guy. You know how I give it up. Got to keep it going. All right. Let's see. Antonio Holmes says, where are you watching the game? In the crib. I ain't going nowhere. I'm watching it right in the house. Ivan Mims says Trout Jr. should be in by the second half. True. That's true. I can't wait to see Trout Jr. The Sheriff family was good. He says, Mr. Tone, Grammy had an old videotape of the Axe Man. Do you think Axe Jr. will be as good with them or possibly better from his college films? Oh, man. That's a good question, Sarah. That's a real good question. His dad was bigger. They played the position entirely differently, right? So that's what's going to be really interesting about it. Big Trot, Trot Senior, he was, a run stopper, very physical, laid the wood. You feel what I'm saying? Trot Jr., he's more athletic, flies more sideline to sideline, better in coverage, But I think Trot Jr. is going to be all right. I just don't know how good yet. But I think he's going to be solid. Eagles fan says, Dean stinks. His fan base should just accept it. Oh, man. Chuck Hutton says, I don't really care who plays tonight. Just nobody get hurt. Yo, big facts. I feel you on that, bro. Dwight Jones says, Ringo Ricks Rogers. Q. As Blunt says, I like that. Right. So, like I said, you start the game with Quinyon Mitchell and Isaiah Rodgers on the outside with Avonte Maddox in the slot, and then you flip it, and then you flip it with the second rotation. You throw out Ringo out there, and you may put Zach McPherson or Tyler Hall in the nickel or the slot, and then opposite Keely Ringo, you can have maybe Josh Jobe or somebody like that. You feel what I'm saying? So that may be the move, because I need to see Quinyon on the outside. You guys are right. Madness says, do you think Zach McPherson plays? I do. Baltimore's where he had his injury last year in the preseason. Oh, yeah, that's a little bad look. Bird's Eye View says, dang, no Covey on a watch list. I didn't get to my watch list yet. I didn't get there yet. I just gave you guys players that I want to see in a starting rotation. But I didn't give you guys my top 12 players that I'm watching. I didn't get there yet. So stick around, Bird's Eye View. Stick around. I got you. Because Covey is one of them. All right. Down the road says, I just want to see the real starters for a couple of series than everyone else. S. Blunt says, do you do play-by-play during the regular season games? No. I can't do those, you guys. I'm just I'm too animated when I watch the games. If I'm being honest. You listen, y'all see the energy I give here, right? I'm the same way when I watch the games. Now, obviously, I'm taking notes. And I'm doing a lot of other stuff as well. You know, I'm eating. I like to actually enjoy the games, and peace and quiet, things of that nature. So me doing the play-by-play just doesn't work for me. I tried it before. Doesn't really fit me, and I love the people that do it though. Joey Shakes does an amazing job. Philly Mike from the Philly Talk podcast does an amazing job. I think LB started doing them last year as well. Philly 500 does them. He does a great job. I think BG31 does it too. I don't know who else does it. I think my man Philly Fresh does it as well. Shout out to him. Yeah. So, yeah, I personally just can't do it. As Blunt says, yeah, I couldn't do it either. All right. Let's get to Chin A says, I need to see what Johnny Wilson can do. I'm glad you guys went there. So if you guys just hopping in, I'm going to give you guys my top 12 players to watch. Okay? Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Chalk It Up Sports. Where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. All right. Don't forget to hit that like. Don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. We got 81 people in here, and we only got 31 likes. Come on, y'all. Come on, show me some love. We got 81 people in the live stream, and I only got 39 likes. That math not mathing, y'all. Now, I don't know if you driving. I don't know if you on your way to work, coming home from work. I don't know if you got the kids in one hand. I don't know what you're doing. But 85 people in the live stream and only 4 likes, the math not mathing. Okay? I dedicate myself to y'all. Come on now. Don't do me. You're doing me dirty. Come on. Let's equate that, man. Let's equate that. Let's get them likes up, man. Okay, we got 52. All right, okay, 52 likes. All right, we catching up. We making up for lost time. I dig it. 81 people, 52 likes. All right, we getting there, but we ain't there yet. We getting there, but we ain't there yet. All right, so let me get to my 12 players that I'm going to be watching this game, okay? Philly Flyover says, what I miss. I'm about to tell you guys my top 12 players that I'm going to be watching. All right? Number 1, Johnny Wilson. I'm going to be watching Johnny Wilson closely tonight. Now, Johnny Wilson has been having a very strong training camp over the past few practices. You know, his trust level, the Jalen Hurts' trust level has been going up with him. You've been seeing them using him a lot in the red zone. He's been climbing the ladder very well, high point in football. You know those 50-50 balls with him turn into 75-25 footballs. You know what I'm saying? I'm really curious to see Johnny Wilson execute tonight because, ever since Paris Campbell got hurt, we really saw Johnny Wilson start to come into his own. And remember, Johnny Wilson kind of struggled a bit in the OTAs and mandatory minicamp. Look, he's a rookie. He was still trying to settle in, right? But so far, Johnny Wilson, he had a great day at the open practice. He's been having good practices at the facility at the NovaCare complex, with the pads on. You feel what I'm saying? He's been making plays, and we've seen him with the first team. So Paris Campbell with that groin injury, it really opened up a lane for Johnny Wilson. It really, really did. So I want to see what Johnny Wilson can do, especially when you have him on the outside in his natural position. Johnny Wilson is really your X or Z. Put him wherever you want on the outside. That's really his natural position. But if he can find a way to make an impact in the slot too, that'd be cool. That'd be a plus. But I can't wait to see what Johnny Wilson can do. With that 6'6" frame, 220 plus, 230 pounds, I believe. Athletic, quick, loose in the hips. You feel what I'm saying? Aaron Moorhead spoke highly of Johnny Wilson. He says for guys his size, you don't see him with that much wiggle. You don't see him be as smooth as you don't see him that smooth. Typically guys that size, they're stiff, especially in their route running. But Johnny Wilson has been pretty smooth. He's been pretty fluid. So I'm really excited to see Johnny Wilson. He is on my list of players to watch. He's my number one guy that I'm watching, right? And this is in no particular order as far as ranking, but I just mentioned him first. So Johnny Wilson, that was my first player that I'm watching. My first player, Johnny Wilson. My second player that I'm going to be watching, I'm going to be watching Tyler Steen closely. Here's why. Ever since Tyler Steen got hurt, Mekhi Becton has leapfrogged him for that right guard spot, for that starting right guard spot. And he hasn't been able to get the drop on Mekhi Becton since. Jeff Stoutland really likes Mekhi Becton to the point where we haven't seen Tyler Steen in that starting rotation since he got hurt. So Tyler Steen, can you up your stock tonight? Whatever grass time you do get, can you prove that you belong out there with Lane Johnson and Cam Jurgens and Mailata and Dickerson? Can you prove over the course of these preseason games that you belong out there over Mekhi Becton? Now, Mekhi Becton, former first-round pick, very talented. The only thing that offset his career was his health. The health was a problem. But he's healthy, athletic, gives you a lot. Can play right tackle or right guard. They even worked him out at left tackle and left guard. They've been using him all over. But right now, Mekhi Becton is in that right guard spot. And Tyler Steen is going to have to do a lot to supplant him. So I'm going to be watching Tyler Steen very closely. So far, I've mentioned Johnny Wilson and I mentioned Tyler Steen. My third player that I'm going to watch. My third player that I'm going to be watching is Will Shipley. And again, if you guys are just joining the live stream, I'm giving you guys my top 12 players that I'm going to be watching closely tonight. I've mentioned Johnny Wilson. I've mentioned Tyler Steen. Now, Will Shipley, running back out of Clemson, the rookie. I'm fascinated by Will Shipley because Will Shipley, with all the running back ability that he has, I believe his most valuable trait is his pass catching ability. He's such a natural pass catcher, more natural than Kenny Gainwell. He's such a natural pass catcher. I'm curious to see how they use him tonight. How they get him going. He's going to get grass time. And obviously we know Kenny Gainwell is in that running back 2 slot. And he's in a contract year. So the Philadelphia Eagles, they want to see Kenny Gainwell play behind Saquon Barkley. They want to see that. But can Will Shipley, can he show you anything? Can he show you something that gives you any indication that he deserves to be included in some packages throughout the regular season? That's what Will Shipley's goal needs to be, right? His goal needs to be to show that he can have an impact in the passing game. I'm just going off of what they've been saying, Dank. That's all. I'm just going off what they've been saying, what they've been seeing. Will Shipley, they've been saying that dude is like a natural pass catcher. It just comes natural. It looks normal. You know, I'm just going off what they're saying. But I would love to see Will Shipley really get some get some reps. And I also want to see what he can do between the tackles. Right? He put up a ton of numbers, a ton of production at Clemson. And he was a big point of that. He was a big part of that offense. So I'm really curious to see how good he can be. I'm curious to see what he can do, because if he can show that he can be productive, I'm telling you, you're going to see some packages with Will Shipley. And don't let Kenny Gainwell slip. Will Shipley may come for that spot. My man, J62 Moon, with the $2 donation. He says, hour 45 until we locked in. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see these guys hitting out there. You dig me? I can't wait. Thank you again so much for the donation, Jay. It goes a long way in this household, big dog. Trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Donald Rome says, Shipley is the truth. May unseat Kenny Gainwell by mid-season. You never know. Kenny Gainwell is in a contract year. He is familiar with the quarterback in the offense. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. All I'm trying to get across is Will Shipley, if he just show that you can be productive and win your reps, right? Win your reps. Also, show you can block. Show you can block in the running back spot, because Jeremiah Trotter Jr. blew you up last time at that open practice. So, Will Shipley, show you can block. That's going to be huge for him. All right, so I've mentioned Johnny Wilson, Tyler Steen, and Will Shipley so far. Those are 3 players out of the 12 players I'm going to be watching closely tonight. Okay? So, getting to my 4th player, staying on the offensive side of the ball. Staying on the offensive side of the ball and going back to the receiver position, I can't wait to see Britton Covey tonight. I can't wait to see Britton Covey tonight. Britton Covey's a player that I personally feel like it's slept on. Hold on, real quick. You guys, I get it. I know Gainwell's having a good camp. He's in the contract year. He wants to prove that he can do it. He's in the contract year. So I haven't heard anything bad about Kenny Gainwell. Let me make that very clear. If Kenny Gainwell is out playing Shipley, I want Gainwell out there. I want the best players on the field. Don't get me wrong. But I got to be honest. Kenny Gainwell has not impressed me over the past couple seasons. He hasn't. Kenny Gainwell impressed me more his rookie year. Kenny Gainwell has been a stagnant player his entire career. I have not seen an elevation in his game. So I'm not trying to dog him, but I heard he's had a strong camp. I heard that. I've read that as well. And I've been told that. So let's hope it translates. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say, y'all. I just want the best players on the field. Don't kill me. That's all it is. That's all it is with me. All right, let's see here. All right, so what I'm seeing here. Okay. All right, so John Clark tweeted something here. He tweeted something. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles have arrived in Baltimore. It's my understanding that Nick Sirianni would like to play his starters for a series. Okay. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. That's what you want to hear. You want to see your starters out there for a series. I like it. So that's what it's looking like, you guys. We're gonna have starters out there for a series. I'm rolling. I'm rocking and rolling. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. All right, so Britton Covey, right? Britton Covey. I'm intrigued by him. I know he hasn't really been given the opportunity to play any real wide receiver reps over the course of his career with the Eagles. I get that, but he's really come on as a punt returner. We trust him with that now. His hands are sure, right? And also what I've been hearing and reading is that, and what I've been told, he's been able to create a lot of separation in training camp thus far. He's been having a strong camp as well. He's pushing for that wide receiver 3 spot. And I was watching one of his press conferences, and he mentioned how at this point in his career, there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to make an impact as a wide receiver. There's no reason why. So he's putting that pressure on himself to take that next step as a wide receiver in this offense. He wants to make an impact. He made it very clear that he's been studying Cole Beasley in Kellen Moore's Cowboys offense, and he's been studying Danny Amendola. And as blunt, I think you're right. I think people have been sleeping on Covey. Me personally, I've always wanted to see Covey get an opportunity. I liked them when I saw his where'd he go? Utah? I loved his Utah highlights. Let me make sure I got that college right. I think Britton Covey went to Utah. Yep, he went to Utah. So I've always been intrigued by Britton Covey since then. But for some reason, they never really gave him a real opportunity to get any reps as a wide receiver during the regular season. Nonetheless, he has an opportunity tonight. Covey has an opportunity tonight. And throughout the training camp, he has an opportunity to show that he should be able to get some reps. All right. So I'm really excited to see Britton Covey do his thing. We got 100 people on the live stream, you guys. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you guys hit that like button, man. Come on. Come on. The math not mathing. Y'all know what's up. We got 100 people watching on YouTube. We got 68 likes. The math not mathing. I need y'all to bunker down. I need y'all to hit that button, and then you go back to regular schedule programming. We almost there. We got over 100 people here and 69 likes. Come on, man. Come on, do me better than that. Do me better than that. You guys are locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Y'all know the energy. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know what we're doing. It's going to be a fun night tonight. It's going to be real fun. Very, very, very fun. Okay, we had 74 likes. 106 people watching on YouTube. We got some people watching on Twitch as well. Make sure you guys lock in. Hit the like button, share the content, keep commenting below. Yo, my man Das Bait says you can only hit it once, otherwise I run the bill up. I appreciate that, man. That's fly. That's fly. That's fly. All right, let me get back to my y'all. I ain't gonna lie, y'all been showing out, man. Over 100 people in my live stream. I feel good about that. All right, so yeah, I mentioned so far I've mentioned Johnny Wilson, Tyler Steen. I've mentioned Will Shipley and Britton Covey. So far, those are 4 players on my list of those are 4 players of 12 that I'm going to be locked in on tonight. I got 8 more players to mention to you guys before we get out of here. Jalen Hunt. And I think that's the player we all want to see. That's the player we all want to see, y'all. You know, we're excited about Jeremiah Trotter. We're excited about Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean. Obviously, Cooper's not playing tonight, but, you know, we're excited about a bunch of guys. But I don't know, man. I am really enthused about Jalen Hunt because he's the Jalen Hunt is the ultimate wild card of the draft class. Out of everybody drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles in 2024, he's the one player that we're all looking like, yo, either he's going to be really, really good or he's going to be really, really bad. And I don't know, there's something about those odds that excites me. There's something about that situation that just Just it's the essence of football. Make it or you break it. What will you do with your opportunity? Came from a small school in Houston, a small school at Houston Christian. Transferred from Cornell, I believe. He was Ivy League. So smart guy, former safety, former DB turned edge rusher, put on like 30, 40 pounds of muscle. He really transformed his body for that edge rusher role. Really athletic, a ton of speed, a ton of power. Just got to put it together. And the word around town is he's actually ahead of schedule. The word is that, Jalen Hunt, they thought he was going to be more of a project. They said he came in training camp and they was like, oh, okay, he got a little bit more tools in the tool. He got a little bit more tools in the toolkit than I thought. So I'm excited to see Jalen Hunt. That's the one player I might be the most excited to see Jalen Hunt. Out of all the players I mentioned tonight, I think Jalen might be number one in my excitement list. And then Quinyon Mitchell may be number two. But we're going to get there. I want to see that speed on display. I want to see that bend. I want to see how quick he is off the line. I think Jalen Hunt is something about him. He's going to be a player, but he has to prove it, right? He got to prove it. Preseason games. There's only one joint practice, so I think the Eagles are going to put more stock in these preseason games now. All the teams around the league only got one joint practice now, so I think that we're going to see. I think these coaches are going to start putting more stock in the preseason again. We'll see though. We'll see. All right. If you guys are just hopping in, make sure you guys smash that like button. I'm going through my list of 12 players to watch tonight. I've mentioned Johnny Wilson. I've mentioned Tyler Steen, Will Shipley, Britton Covey, and now Jalen Hunt. We're 5 deep, y'all. We're 5 deep. We got seven more players to go. 7 more players. Next, I want to see Nolan Smith. Pretty Mimi says, hey, Tone, how are you watching the game tonight? I'm watching it on YouTube TV. I'm watching it in the crib. I ain't going nowhere. I'm keeping it light. Keeping it real light. I really do appreciate all of you guys for locking in, man. You guys are really supporting the show. You guys are subscribed to the show. You guys are hitting that like button. You guys are commenting. You guys are engaged in a live chat. You guys are going back and forth about the game and about the rotations. You guys are talking about the players you want to see. This is going to be a fun season, y'all. This is the energy we on. It's time. It's time. So next, I want to see Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith. I believe there's a lot of pressure on Nolan Smith entering year 2. Why? Well, the Eagles decided to move on from Hassan Reddick. BG is going to be retiring at the end of the season. Who knows if Josh Sweat is going to be back after the season? So Nolan Smith has to prove to the Philadelphia Eagles that he's a player. He has to. It'll be the worst situation for the Eagles because you need your draft picks to start hitting. You need to start investing in those guys. And everything that I'm hearing is that Nolan Smith, he's making progress. He has a pass rush plan now. He seems more disciplined. He's not just out there running. He has a plan. That's good to hear. And I've heard that from Lane Johnson on the Green Light podcast with Chris Long and Bo Allen. Nolan Smith is a former Georgia player, edge rusher, super athletic. I love his mentality. I love his approach. I love his leadership acumen. But Nolan Smith has to show us something tonight. He got to show us something before the preseason over. And again, we got 2 more games left and a joint practice. So I don't want to set it up as if everything is riding on tonight. But what I am saying is that it's the first night. And we're excited. And we can't wait to see some football being thrown. We can't wait to see these guys start hitting. We want to see something. So again, I don't want to make it seem like tonight is the end all be all, but man, it means something. Because after tonight, you know what I'm gonna say? It's either gonna be stock up or stock down. Simple as that. Stock up or stock down? And we're going to revisit this. Stock up or stock down? He's a first-round pick. It's a big year for him. All right. 6 down, 6 more to go, you guys. So far on my 12 players to watch, I've mentioned Johnny Wilson, Tyler Steen, Will Shipley, Britton Covey, Jalix Hunt, and Nolan Smith. Next up on my 12 players to watch, Nakobe Dean. And we all know why. It's no damn secret. It's no damn secret. Nakobe Dean is under a microscope. We're going to be nitpicking every single rep he has. And honestly, I want to see him out there consistently because I need to see if he's healthy. I need to find out if he can stay on the football field. JJ, sorry, buddy. Eskin is going to be on the sideline reporting tonight. Sorry, buddy. He's going to be on the sideline. He's going to be on the sideline, JJ. I'm sorry. So, yeah, Nakobe Dean, he has not had a strong training camp. His stock is currently down. Vic Fangio even said it. He had a strong first couple days. We haven't seen anything since then. And then he took a step back after that open practice. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. So Nakobe Dean got to show us something tonight. He got to show us that at the very least, he know where to be and how to get there. You feel me? At the very least, he got to show us that he know where to be and how to get there. That's all. All right. Marie says, you got a better chance of hitting the lotto than Dean stepping up. Dana Scott says, I'm definitely eyeballing Dean. Iron Mike was good. Game day, baby. Bird Gang 31 says, Sean Stevens, I think is his name. I want to see him. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Sean Stevens. I forgot about him. I heard he's all right. We'll see. Storm and Norman says, yo, was Blankenship suiting up? I hope so. He better. Oh, come on, Bo 1990. Don't say that. Don't say that. Come on, don't say that. That's don't say that. That's dark. Don't say that. Dylan Canepa says Dean playing for a job right now. I hope he does well. Chris Caraway says he better know how to angle tackle. Yo, facts. You know what I think it is too? And my man John McMullen mentioned this. Shout out to him. He said, with Nakobe coming off of such serious injuries last year, he had to deal with a Liz Frank injury. That's pretty serious. Not many come back from that, 100%. But they say, he mentioned this, and I had to take it into consideration. With Nakobe Dean coming off of those season-ending injuries on his feet with the Liz Frank injuries, he's probably trying to build his confidence back up. Because when you're playing a game of football, right, and you get hurt, you need to be confident. It's so hard to regain that confidence back in your body. And it's even harder to regain that confidence when you haven't really been able to really play well, right? So I think that's something that Nakobe Dean is battling as well. I think one of the reasons why we haven't really been seeing him take the proper angles in tackling or afraid to really make cuts is because he still hasn't really built up that confidence in his body yet. I think that's a real thing in football, and I don't want to dismiss that. When you get hurt, building that confidence up is a bitch. Excuse my language, y'all. It's scary. Like that's probably why Kenny Gainwell shook him up all those times, at the open practice. That's probably why he juked him that way, because Nakobe was probably a little nervous about planting that foot. But at the same time, y'all, we can't have nobody out there playing scared. We can't. We cannot have nobody out there playing scared. If you scared, boy, don't play. I'm sorry. But that's easy for me to say. That's easy for me to say. I'm not in his position. And y'all know I respect the game too much. I respect the craft. I respect the dedication these guys put into it. I can't just, talk too crazy, regardless of my opinion. The football is like what, 70% mental? I mean, you feel me? The game is about 60 to 70% mental. That's what I'm told. That's what I've learned. All right, moving on to my 8th player that I'm going to be watching close tonight. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I'm really, really excited to see Jeremiah Trotter Jr. go out there, man. His dad's going to be watching at home. And when they have the home preseason game, his dad going to be there. He is. He's going to have some family out there. And Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is going to get a lot of reps. Being a 6th-round pick, they want to see him play. So he's going to get every opportunity. And obviously, Trotter Jr. and Nakobe Dean are battling out right now. So I'm going to be comparing those guys all night. Trotter Jr. is he's a fan favorite right now. He's a fan favorite. And he's been making strides in training camp. He definitely has the leg up on Nakobe Dean. All he has to do is show that he deserves more opportunities. Nothing really much to say about Trotter Jr. I want to see that athleticism on display. I want to see that physicality. I want to see that sideline to sideline speed. I want to see how good he is in coverage. Right? I want to see how good he is in coverage. And then doubling back to Nakobe Dean real quick, John McMullen was telling me that, going forward, going downhill, filling in the run fits, the run gaps, he's been solid. He's been solid in the run game. He's been solid as a blitzer. But going sideline to sideline or dropping back in coverages where Nakobe Dean hasn't really been productive. You feel what I'm saying? Whereas though Trotter Jr., he was known as one of the best coverage linebackers in college during his time there. So let's see if that translates. Moving on to my next player, Quinyon Mitchell. I'm really excited to see Quinyon Mitchell. Like I said to you guys, Jalen Hunt and Quinyon Mitchell are 2 of the players that I'm most excited to see. Quinyon Mitchell obviously drafted in the 1st round. Because he's the 1st-round pick, I doubt they have him out there for a long time. You may see Quinyon Mitchell out there for a quarter. You want to protect that guy because you want him ready come week 1. So you may see Quinyon Mitchell out there for the 1st quarter. You may see that. You may not see nothing beyond that. But regardless, though, I want to see him outside. I want to see him on the outside. Originally, I thought they'd probably start him at the nickel, but one of you guys mentioned, I can't remember who it was, but one of you guys mentioned that you want to see Quinyon Mitchell and Isaiah Rodgers on the outside, which then made me consider, hey, let's have Quinyon Mitchell and Isaiah Rodgers start the game on the outside and have Avonte Maddox in the slot. And then the next rotation, you have Keely Ringo starting on the outside, maybe next to Josh Jobe or Sean Steffens. And then you have Zed McPherson or Tyler Hall in the slot. That could be a scenario as well. So I'm really excited to see Quinyon Mitchell. I really want to see what he can do. I want to see that athleticism. I want to see that physicality, right? I want to see if he can force a turnover. That'd be dope. That would be dope. All right, you guys, let's see here. We got over 120 people tuned into the live stream. Let's see what the likes at. Okay, we got 126 people watching on YouTube. We got 99 likes. We almost there, y'all. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it up. Keep hitting that like button, y'all. If you're just hopping into the live stream, I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. We got 128 people locked in on YouTube, 99 likes. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Let's get it up, man. No pun intended. There we go. There we go. We moving. We cooking like fish grease. Try Integrity says, you know what kind of makes me pause? Is why Rodgers doesn't play slot. He's built for it. Yo, I say the same thing. I say the same thing, and I feel the same way. Try Integrity. I don't understand why he's so against playing in the slot. I don't get it. He's built for it. He's built like your prototypical slot guy. He's fast. Is it because he can't tackle? I don't know. But I've always felt like Isaiah Rodgers should be able to play in the slot. So Try Integrity, I feel you on that. I so feel you on that. Anthony Hands was good, my man. Maurice, I appreciate your kind words, my guy. I'm just doing what I do best, man. I'm just doing what I love. 133 people locked in on YouTube. 108 likes. I like it. Let's keep it pushing. We almost there, y'all. Let's match it. The math got a math. Davon Tyree was good, my man. If you guys are just joining the live stream, I've been giving you guys my top 12 players that I'm going to be watching closely. My top 12 players to watch. So far, I've mentioned Johnny Wilson, Tyler Steen, Will Shipley, Britton Covey, Jalix Hunt, Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., and Quinyon Mitchell. So far, I've mentioned 9. I've mentioned 9 of my 12 players I'm going to be watching tonight, okay? In case you guys missed it. Like I said, Quinyon Mitchell. He was my 9th guy. Now, I'm going to give you guys my 11th and 12th players at the same time. I'm going to tell you guys my 10th and my 11th player. I want to tell you guys my 10th and my 11th player that I'm going to be watching tonight. Number 10 is Keely Ringo. And number 11 is Isaiah Rodgers. I'm going to be locked in on the DB room tonight. That's basically what I'm saying to you guys. I said Quinyon Mitchell at 9, Keely Ringo at 10, Isaiah Rodgers at 11. Both Keely Ringo and Isaiah Rodgers are competing directly with each other. They're directly competing with each other. Because remember, in training camp, they've been working out Quinyon Mitchell in the nickel, especially since Cooper DeJean's been hurt. You know, they feel like Quinyon Mitchell, he's their most versatile corner outside of Cooper DeJean. Obviously, he's the first rounder. He's young. You know, they're throwing a lot at him to try to see what he can retain. So I'm really curious to see Keely Ringo and Isaiah Rodgers play tonight. They're competing directly. And on top of that, both players, Ringo and Isaiah Rodgers, they've been neck and neck in training camp. One day I hear Rodgers has pole position. Then another day I hear Rodgers or Ringo. It's been going back and forth, you guys. Donald Rohn says, "You eliminating Slay tonight?" Slay's not playing tonight. That man, 34 years old. What you need to see from Slay? Davon Tyree says, "Is it true that they're starting the starters for a series?" That's what I've read. That's what I've heard. And that's what I'm being told. So be on the lookout for Jalen Hurts tonight. I think we see Jalen Hurts on them guys tonight. We're going to see those guys for a series. So be on the lookout for those guys tonight, okay? Dank says Slay 33, the same age as me. Slay 34, I think. No, you say he 33? He may be 30. Oh, he's 33. His birthday, January 1st, I think. Okay. Let's see where we're at. Okay. We got 133 people watching, 111 people with the like button hit. Sounds good. We need 20. Come on, y'all. Match it. If you're just hopping into the live stream, on the way in, please hit that like button. On the way out, hit that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. So, yeah, my 10th and my 11 players that I'm watching tonight, Keely Ringo, Isaiah Rodgers, you know, there's only one joint practice. So these preseason games can truly be the deciding factor. It can really be the deciding factor, right? You want Ringo out there playing. You want to see what Rodgers can do, right? And then on top of that, God forbid, if Darius Slay don't make it through the season, you got depth. You're not in a bad position. You're not in a bad position. All right. Now my 12th and final player. Well, before I give you guys my 12th and final player that I'm going to be watching tonight, I'm going to revisit my list again before I give you my 12th guy. So, number 1, I had Johnny Wilson, and again, this isn't in any particular order or any ranking. I'm just putting a number ahead of it so I can keep things in order here. So Johnny Wilson, I'm going to be locked in to watch him tonight. Tyler Steen, hey, Mekhi Becton is coming for your spot, man. As a matter of fact, he got it already. Can you win your spot back, right? So Johnny Wilson, can you win wide receiver 3? Can your game translate to live action? Tyler Steen, can you win back your spot from Mekhi Becton at right guard? Will Shipley, can you show me that skill set that's been advertised at Clemson, right? Can you show me how much of an impact you can be in the passing game? And can you show me you can block? Britton Covey, wide receiver 3 competition. I like him, but he got to prove he can do it. Catch the rock, get separation, big plays coming for him. Jalen Hunt, man, oh man, I'm excited about this guy. Super athletic, brings a ton of size to the position. I love his personality. I love his intensity. I'm excited to see him play. Nolan Smith, you're a first-round pick, my man. It's time for you to show us something. Nakobe Dean, brother. Time is not on your side. You're entering year 3. You've dealt with 2 injuries and landed on IR twice. It's time for you to put up or shut up. Because my next person, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., is coming for your spot. And then you got Zach Bond as well coming for your spot. All right? So like I said, Johnny Wilson, Tyler Steen, Will Shipley, Britton Covey, Jalen Hunt, Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., I'm watching him as well. It's going to be very exciting. Quinyon Mitchell, Keely Ringo, and Isaiah Rodgers. So that's 11. And then my 12th player tonight, James Bradbury. James Bradbury is somebody that maybe you guys didn't mention, but I'm going to be watching James Bradbury tonight because remember, James Bradbury is fighting for a spot. He's trying to prove his value. At this point, he's not even competing for a cornerback spot anymore. He's competing for a safety role. And can he show that he can play the role a little better than Reed Blankenship? Now, listen, Reed Blankenship has been playing safety his whole football career. Back when he was in Middle Tennessee, since he's been in the NFL, he's been a safety. But can James Bradbury make some plays? Can he show that he can still move? He can run? Because I don't question James Bradbury's football mind or his football intellect. I don't question that. I question, can he physically do the job? Can he transition to the position? Because when you're a safety, they're asking you to tackle more. You're going to be in more run fits. You know what I mean? You got to wrap up. You got to wrap up. You can't be out there shoulder tackling. You got to get guys on the ground. You feel what I'm saying? He's fighting to show value. And look, hear me out on this. If he plays well, maybe he doesn't make it to the week 1 roster, but maybe, just maybe, if he plays well, that can up or elevate his trade value, especially with teams experiencing injuries at the DB spot, at corner, safety, whatever it may be. If he can show it, he can play that position, that elevates his value. Maybe he becomes trade bait before the season starts, right? It's very, 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 very possible. So just bear with me on that, okay? So my list, my 12 players that I'm watching tonight: Johnny Wilson, Tyler Steen, Will Shipley, Britton Covey, Jalen Hunt, Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., Quinyon Mitchell, Keely Ringo and Isaiah Rodgers, and James Bradbury. All right, let's get to your comments, you guys. Slasher says, Zach McPherson is definitely might get cut. Very possible, man. If he loses his job to Tyler Hall or Avonte Maddox, it's over. Char Integrity says, I think Zach is probably a cut candidate. Sean says, great point, Tone, on James Bradbury. Yeah, man. I'm gonna be locked in on him to see if he can play the position. This is the only way we can find out. Donna Roan says, I guess. Elijah Earl says, Tone, did you already say Zach McPherson? Just hopping in. No, I didn't mention Zach McPherson at all. I'm not really high on Zach McPherson, if I'm being honest with you. I'm higher on Tyler Hall. Philly 007 says, if he can't make the transition to safety, could he be cut? It's possible. It's very possible. His contract this year is fully guaranteed, so it doesn't make a difference. If you cut him now, you can cut your losses. You ain't got to worry about that fourth-year contract or the final year of the deal in 2025. Anthony Hand says it's definitely over for Dean. He's too short. Well, just so you know, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. and Nakobe Dean, they're about the same height. They're about the same height. I think Trotter got him maybe an inch. But Trotter just looks more the part, Daniel Bigelow says, Davis and Carter, I'm not worried about today. I'm worried about them week 12 and 13. I hear you, but you still want to see them, right? You still want to see something. You want to see Davis out there with that motor running hot. You want to see, I want him out there. I need him getting football reps. But I understand if you're not worried, though. But it's something we need to still pay attention to. Try Integrity says, I think it's over for Dean. He's just small and unathletic. Man, it's unfortunate. I don't want to count him out, but I'm not optimistic about him. You know how I feel about him. Try Integrity says, you know what's crazy? I want Steen to win because Becton plays all the spots. Yeah, man. Yeah. Look, but may the best man win. Donald Roan said he's going to be watching Cam Jurgens and Jordan Davis. I feel you on that. The Sherr family, Nico and Stephen Sherr, Crow Killer. He says, Tone, they're going to be using that weird kickoff tonight, right? I'm old school, as you know. Very strange trying to explain it to Sarah. Yeah, man, they are starting that new kickoff tonight. They are starting that. It is gonna be weird to see. Because there's some rules that come with it. I'm still getting used to it. I shine 101. He says Dean needs to play the whole game, 3 quarters at least. Facts. I feel you on that. Anthony Hand says sucks that Cooper DeJean is out of the loop because of his injuries. Well, yeah, he tweaked his hamstring, and they want to be cautious. You don't want that to be a long-term issue for him. It's just a hamstring. He just tweaked it a little bit prior to training camp. So, here's the thing, right? It's better they caught it then than catching it later. I think we're going to see Cooper DeJean at the very latest in the final preseason game. At the latest, we're going to see him in the final preseason game. If we don't, then that means that hamstring is worse than they told us. Try Integrity talks about the tight end 2 battle. It's going to be very interesting. Absolutely. I think Grant Calcaterra is clearly in the lead, though. The good brother, S. Blunt says, offenses will target our weaknesses. I'm watching the linebacker room. Facts, man. Thank you so much for the donation, my man. I really do appreciate it. You know how we give it up. Thank you for donating to the channel. The linebacker room teams are going to target it. They are. Wouldn't it be crazy if that linebacker room end up being way better than we thought? Look, that's just me being. That's wishful thinking. That's wishful thinking. But wouldn't it be crazy if it was better than we thought? All right, let's see. Let's see. Kyrie Gary says, hurts to AJ Brown for the tutty. I like it. I like it. Yeah, y'all. I don't think Slay is playing tonight. Yeah. So, there you have it, you guys. I really do appreciate you guys locking in on the content the way you guys have. Having over 100 people in this live stream is just a hell of a feeling, you guys. I've worked so hard to consistently have, over 100 people tuning in, and that's something that I don't take for granted. I don't take it lightly. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all of you guys who have donated to the channel time and time again. Shout out to my good friend Mike Call. Shout out to J62 Moon for donating to the channel as well. Shout out to S Blunt for donating to the channel. I really do appreciate you guys. It really, really means a lot to me. Thank you guys for also buying the merchandise as well. It's been really dope. It's been really dope, man. It's been really, really dope. And like I tell you guys already, I'm doing giveaways throughout training camp, preseason, the regular season, the playoffs, the Super Bowl. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to Jameer Adams. Shout out to Mark Johnson, Keisha White, and now shout out to Thomas Adams, aka Bold Brew, out of Philadelphia. He's our latest giveaway winner. I'm going to be mailing out his giveaway, his gift tomorrow. So shout out to him. Congratulations to him. All my other winners, they've received their gifts and they look good with their stuff, man. Mark Johnson won that Kelly Green snapback. Jameer Adams, he won that double-toned Eagles hat. And Keisha White, same thing, won the Eagles hat as well. So shout out to y'all for staying active. And look, it could be you too, right? It could be you too. I'm not doing any repeat winners. Let me see. Let me see what Hoodie J's talking about. Let me find it. Hoodie J. All right, here we go. He says, yo, Tone, peep this. My starting defense, if I was the coach, would be Slay outside, Mitchell outside, Maddox on the inside, Devin White and Trotter at linebacker, CJ and Cooper at safety. You know what's funny? That exact combination that you just came up with, Hoodie J, I have that typed into my notes. When we drafted those guys and I was trying to figure out how it would look, I came up with a few different combinations. And this exact combination that you have right here with Darius Slay and Quinyon Mitchell on the outside, Avonte Maddox in the slot, and then Devin White and Trotter at linebacker with CJ and Cooper DeJean at safety. I've had that combination before. I've had that combination because I expect Jeremiah Trotter Jr. to eventually be the starter, maybe by mid-season. It all depends. You never know. So, yeah, I like that, Hoodie. I like that. That ain't too bad. I mean, you're putting a lot of trust in rookies, though. You got 3 rookies starting. It's a risk. Let's just make sure we understand that it's a risk starting 3 rookies. But big scared money don't make no money. You feel me? Scared money don't make no money. So, yeah, I really appreciate you guys for locking in on the content. I'm going to get out of here, man. Again, make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are locked in. It's going to be a hell of a game tonight. I'm really excited. I can't wait to watch these guys, really make plays and really prove that they belong in the NFL. That's what's so dope about the preseason games. And I don't know why people like to act like they don't matter. The preseason matters for so many reasons. Obviously, you want to see what your draft picks can do, but there are people out there playing for their football lives. They're playing for their football futures. They trying to put food on the table. They playing for a job. Think about that. Really take that into consideration. You got guys out there that are just playing for a game check. They just trying to make the practice squad so they can have a consistent check coming in every week. So I take the preseason very seriously. I don't take it for granted. And guess what? Those guys going to be hitting tonight. They're going to be hitting because they trying to make a roster. They trying to make a game check. They got rent to pay. They got babies to feed. They got a wife to take care of. They got a mom that's sick. They got a dad. That's you know what I'm saying? You got people playing for real stuff. That's why the preseason is the real deal to me. So I can't wait to see how this thing goes tonight. It's going to be really fun. Going to be really exciting. Like I said, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys check out the Chalk It Up Sports merch shop. The link is below in the live chat, and it's also below the actual stream itself. You can see the merch for yourself. I'm wearing one of them. I'm wearing it right now. The Apex Predator oversized Jalen Hurts tee. Feels great on the skin. The fabric and the artwork blend very well together. You know, like the artwork isn't like hard. You know what I'm saying? Like the graphic isn't like real hard and stiff. Pause. Pause. You know, the artwork blends very well into the fabric. So make sure you guys cop that if you like. And I'm going to be doing giveaways. As you guys already know, I'm doing giveaways pretty much every week throughout training camp, preseason, the regular season, the playoffs. I'm doing giveaways pretty much every week. So it could be you. Just make sure you tune into the live streams every single day because you never know when I'm doing them. You never know. So again, you guys, kick your feet up. Make sure you order your food tonight. Make sure you got your drinks ready. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you got everything set up. You got your TV nice and, you know what I mean? Make sure you got your NFL package, whatever it is. Make sure the kids is doing them. Make sure a wifey or hubby, make sure you checked off every box you needed to check and make sure you ran all your errands. Because it's going to be a hell of a night, you guys. And make sure you lock in. And I can't wait to kick it with you. I can't wait to kick it with you guys again. So keep hitting that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys are always staying active. Make sure you guys stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II, and you guys have been tuned in to a very special edition, a preseason edition of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. And Benjamin Moore, thank you for the donation, my brother. I appreciate you. One love, big guy.